The divine in me salutes the divine in you. Today we are little more philosophical after hearing Arunaji's voice, right? Her message. Really, we are all exhilarated. Madam, that's why I'm more connected to you. You are an embodiment of service. If at all lines comes to my mind, service comes to my mind, along with those two images, I have an image of Arunaji also. Thank you very much. And on your golden hands, during my period as a district governor, my cabinet was installed and we did wonderful things. And today you are here, certainly we are going to be successful again. Thank you. And the area leader and LCF area leader and G. Baburao Garu, the today's program designer and Nagaraj Garu, our district governor, G.R. Suryaraj Garu, district governor elect, vice governors from our district, from the neighboring districts and the fellow lines. Thank you very much. Today, I am honored to speak before you these things. And moreover, Arunaji has laid a very strong foundation to my presentation. Whatever I want to say, she has spoke in her own terms. But anyhow, this speaking about a good thing for several times is also of no issue. And we will see from a different perspective. Thank you very much. And see, my straight question to all of you, I start with a question because I'm a teacher. See, what is my question is, are you really happy? My question is, are you really happy? See, you can give your responses in the chat box. You can make use of the chat box. Give your responses. Are you really happy? Just take half a minute time and whatever comes to your mind, if you say yes or no, you just mention. Yeah, good. The response is flowing. Yeah. Yes. I have seen there is no answer. I have not received any no answer from anybody. Everybody says that I am happy, and somebody said conditional, and somebody said I'm really happy. Somebody said I am not on the top of the sky. Nagaraj sir said, okay. Then somebody said very happy. See, looking at these responses, I get a doubt in my mind that those who are saying the response like very happy, they are really fortunate. Either they may be yogis or else they may be telling a lie. See, in a lighter vein, I am talking, don't take anything seriously. See, my question is, are we happy? This question often comes to my mind as an individual. This question often comes to my mind. Every minute, every time I'll get a question, or at least after some time doing some activity, I'll get a question to my mind. It always start asking me. Sometimes it pricks in the depth of my heart that are you really doing wonderful thing? Are you really happy? Whatever you are doing is making somebody happy, or whatever you have done is really useful to the society or to your family or to yourself. And to answer these questions, I really struggled a lot. I don't know your case, but this is the case with me. And right from my childhood, if I observe myself, I'm taking my own personal instance. Right from my childhood, when I was born, I was really happy. When I go to school, I was really enjoying. Every minute of time, I was really enjoying. Slowly, once I started keeping some goals, schedules, some long-term goals and some short-term goals, pursuing my career and pursuing, the money and also having a family, having children and all that. And meanwhile, what happens? My graph comes down. My happiness comes down slowly. And sometimes I will be stuck and I will be in a great confusion. What is happening to me? So this happens to me more often. So I don't think that this is only the case with me. I also think that this is the case with many of us. See, I'm not really mentioning anybody's, but this is in the depth of our heart, we will feel this because we have a passion. Many of us, all our lines have a passion. Arunaji just told that serving others is her passion. So we have a passion and we have a vocation. See, if your passion is your vocation, then you can really enjoy your life. Your vocation is different and your passion is different, then there is a great trouble. A mechanical engineer becomes see an office assistant, he cannot be happy. A medical student, a pharmacy student, when he becomes see a driver in RTC, he cannot enjoy. So whatever is passion and whatever is vocation is same. People they are really glad and people really blessed. But most of the time our passion is different and our vocation is different. We neither take happiness in our vocation nor pursuing our passion. This is what happens. And we most of the time we engage in routine activities. What is important at this particular time, we give importance. What demands that we will address. What is a compulsion, whether you like it or not, we do it. And may satisfy temporary needs like money, recognition, career advancement now and then, but not altogether. Here I would like to mention a story. See, Leo Tolstoy has written a very beautiful story. It is about a greedy farmer. Once there was a farmer in a village and he used to cultivate his land and he is not happy because he is greedy, he is not happy. He wanted to kill more land. So he sold out all his land, which was barren, and took up a land outside of his own village and he cultivated. And he was earning little good amount of money, but with that he was not happy. And he went beyond and beyond and beyond, and he almost left his village to village he was moving. And see, at the end, he was told by one of his friends that there was one tribe where the head of the tribe is having so much of hectares of fertile land. And if you go and ask for a very little amount, you will be getting a huge land for that. So he went there, and the head of the tribe told that there he has put one condition. The condition is that you come the next day morning, from morning to the evening, the entire place is ours. Whichever way that you want to go and make a big round and come back. The condition is where you have started, you have to come back by the evening. And the land is yours. Without money, we will give it to you for your tilling and for your progress. So the man, very greedy man, the entire night he did not slept. And in the very early morning, he started his journey. Started from one point and went far and far. He went more than 10 miles away. And looking back, he felt that it is almost in the afternoon. He should return back. And he was unable to return back because he started to see running. And it was great difficult task for him to move his leg because he was so exhausted. So he was unable to do that. But ultimately, he reached the point. He touched the ground and fell on the ground. And see, that is the victory he has got. So everybody felt that, oh, this man really achieved this. And the moment when all of them went there to appreciate that man, he was dead. That means we are pursuing our own personal greed. That means we are pursuing material progress. But by the time when the material progress is in your hand, there is no life to enjoy. So this is what happening in many of our families or many of our lives. We pursue money, we pursue recognition, we pursue this and that. By the time we reach around 60, 55 or 60 years, we want to enjoy our life. By the time we get BP, we get sugar, we get this and that, and we are unable to enjoy even the food also. We will confine ourselves to one chapati or millets and all that we take only for a breakfast, and we finish all of the lunch that we take in the only meal in a day. So this is how we do it. So what is happening to us? So these compulsions, this see what is important to me, what is the demand and all that we are doing. But always there is a conflict in our mind. What is the conflict? What am I doing? What am I supposed to do? There is a conflict. What I am doing and what I am supposed to do. Who am I and what I deserve? So there is a lot of conflict goes in your mind. So again, I tell you that there is a great enemy within us, maybe a friend, but as an enemy, if you look at the only tyrant I accept in this world is the still voice within. Mahatma Gandhi said, there is one person within you who is all the time asking you where whatever you are pursuing is really worthy or not, whatever you did is right or wrong, that man is going to ask you all the time. That's why there is a lot of unhappiness that we see in our lives. I have seen interviews of the great people in the television, and they may also sometimes say, why you did like that? They say it happened. They say the situation demanded. They say would not have been done like that. They say lack of serious thought and all that. So that means, my dear friends, it happens with every one of us. And see, when this is happens, what is the ultimate result? Because we'll be wasting our time, we will feeling guilty of it, and this creates a fire, a kind of confusion in our mind, and the indecisiveness will take place. This creates stress, as we all knew that whenever stress enters our mind, we get the anger and we lose control of ourselves. So all our life will be like this. So let me answer this question. So what is the solution for this? What is the solution for this? See, everybody is passing through this kind of stage in one's life, and that's why here is my presentation. That is the reason why I choose this presentation today. And see, I am going see sharing my screen, and my presentation is like that. We will go from known to the unknown. We will go from the introspection to the insight, and we will be resolving all our conflicts and developing see what you call a mission statement. And this presentation was meant to dealt in English. I'll be using very simple language, minimum of vocabulary, so that everybody can understand and enjoy the presentation. Yeah, dear friends. See, the main objectives of this session is, at the end of this session, we will be knowing that what is the importance of personal mission statement. And we will also learn to create. If you have already created, we redraft our statement, and we also appreciate the good thing that we have come across. So with these three objectives, I'm marching ahead. So what is meant by a vision? We all the time hear vision and mission. Even our organization also has a vision and a mission. Every organization, for that matter, has a vision and a mission. So what is a mission? A mission is a set of tasks that fulfills a purpose or a duty. It is nothing but a set of tasks, and there will be a purpose, and these tasks you are going to fulfill your purpose. Maybe that is your duty or an assignment set by oneself. Nobody has given you any assignment, but you have set an assignment for yourself. That's what we call a mission. So as we are aware that our organization has a mission, what is that? To empower volunteers to serve their community, meet humanitarian needs, encourage peace, and promote international understanding through Lions Club. So this is very clearly stated mission that we have, and all our efforts, all our work will be diverted, or will be towards it, and ultimately we are going to realize this mission. That's why Lions Club International has been surviving for the past 105 years. So that is the great beauty of our organization. So our organization too has a mission. If you look at Google's mission, to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. So that was the mission of the Google, and see, really they were very successful into it. If you look at the UNO, the maintenance of international peace and security, right after the First World War, the inception of UNO, the aim is to bring peace and security in the world. Look at the Walmart, very famous Walmart. What was their simple mission? We save people's money so that they can live better. So that was their mission. Look at the mission of just now, Arunaji was talking about the coffee shop and all that. We all knew, we are very much fascinated to go to the Starbucks shop. And what was the Starbucks shop? Very simple statement that established Starbucks as a premier purveyor of the finest coffee in the world, while maintaining our uncompromising principles while we grow. They would like to see, they will not compromise the principles, but they want to serve the finest coffee in the world. That was their simple mission. Look at Facebook, to give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. That way, today everybody is using Facebook. And today this presentation is also going on the Facebook, is streaming on the Facebook. Look at IKEA. Their mission is to offer wide range of home furnishing items of good design and function, excellent quality and durability at prices so low that the majority of people can afford to buy them. That was their vision. And we will be transferring money, getting money through Visa, to be the best way to pay and be paid. for everyone and everyone. Look at how simple they have arranged the best way to pay and be paid for everyone and everywhere. See, that is the mission of the Visa company. Look at McDonald's to be the world's best quick service restaurant experience they wanted to give us. So look at all successful organizations have a mission, and if you are really taking them to their heart and to the core of the values, and if they are working really globally, they are very popular. So that is what the organization's missions that we have seen. And then coming to our see point, see what is the life mission? It is about individual mission. The organization's mission is almost same with the individual's mission with some exceptions here. So what is our life mission? So every one of us should have some mission in our life. So what is the talk we will talk about? So what is the life mission? It's a personal mission statement can act as your North Star throughout the twists and turns of life. We may be facing several difficulties in our life, and life is not that easy, life is very challenging. So that way, in order to reach our point, so there may be a North Star all the time guiding force. This way you have to come, this way you have to move. So that way your life mission will help you like that. So there is one popular saying that outstanding people have one thing in common, an absolute sense of mission. So that way, those people who are very successful have a very absolute sense of mission with them, and they are very much directed like that. And the participants in this session, I know they are very successful. They too have a mission with them. But we, at every point of time, we need to check and we need to redraft if necessary, and we need to refine it so that we will be reaching our mission. So look at some of the mission statements of the individual. So if you look at Walt Disney, what was his simple mission? My mission in life is to make people happy. That's all. My mission in life is to make people happy. And there was one great teacher, the Arfon Winfrey. She said, to be a teacher and to be known for inspiring my students to be more than they thought they could be. See, that is her mission. Look at the mission of Mahatma Gandhi. See, I shall not fear anyone on earth. I shall fear only God. I shall not bear ill will towards anyone. I shall not submit to injustice from anyone. I shall conquer untruth by truth, and in resisting untruth, I shall put up with all suffering. If you look at Mahatma Gandhi's entire life, he stood for the truth. His autobiography is My Experiments with the Truth. So truth alone will live in this world. So that way, he believed that the mission statement and moved accordingly. So there is a CEO of a soap company. She said, to serve as a leader, live a balanced life, and apply ethical principles to make a significant difference. If you want to achieve great things, the means of achieving it must also be noble. Again, Mahatma Gandhi said, if your goal is good, if your mission is good, if you want to achieve that, the means of achieving must also be noble, then only a noble mission can be achieved. So look at some of the mission statements of the individuals, very successful people. And the Elon Musk said, if something is important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. Even if you know that the probable outcome is a failure, but if you feel that that is important, pursue it. That's all. So that way Tesla company has become so popular. Then Maya Angelou said, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to strive and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. So there are four things in her vision. That is passion, having compassion, and her journey should go with a lot of humor and some style also. She deserves that. Then we look at another Nobel Prize laureate. He said, I want to serve the people, and I want every girl, every child to be educated. So every child should be educated. That was her only mission in their life. Look at all these great personalities from our own knowing. See, look at Swami Vivekananda. So Vivekananda did a wonderful thing that he has motivated the people. When he was about to die, his disciples asked him, see, sir, you are leaving this world. world. What will happen to this world? Then he said, don't worry about that. I have done enough for 1500 years. That means he has given lot to this world, that by living only for a short age of 32 or 33, then he passed away from this world. But he has given 1500 years of legacy with him. So look at Mother Teresa. We all knew that. See, her aim is only to serve the depressed people. And you look at Helen Keller, she wanted to give the light to the blind people. The whole life she has to spread like that, and she has become an embodiment for that. Even if you look at Satya Sai and see, not me, but you was his slogan. And today, see, love all, serve all has become a very popular, and the great amount of service that is being taken place by Satya Sai Trust and all that, we all knew that. And we look at our own Narayana Murthy, what great contribution he has done. Look at our own Abdul Kalam. See, he wanted to empower India. See the technology and all that. We have all achieved that. Look at any great people. All great people have some common thing, that they have a mission in their life, and they move towards that, and they were very successful in doing it. See, that way we can come to a conclusion which was said by Longfellow, a very famous poet in English. He said, lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing when we are moving from this world, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Though your footprints are there, even it is on that sand, even it is for a very short time, then definitely you have to leave some footprints on the wall. Suppose you imagine a nail on the wall. So if the nail is removed, you will find a hole there. After all, a nail can make a mark on the wall, living for 60, 70 years of our life. If we don't leave a legacy, what is the meaning of our life? So we need to leave some legacy even after our death. So people should remember us. So what is my, see, if you come to us, what is my mission statement? How I should go about it? And we were just now talking about the importance of the say mission statement. Now we will go for how to write a mission statement and what way it will be useful to us. See, Stephen R. Covey, the very famous writer of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, in his second chapter, that is the begin with the end in the mind, he said that see, the most effective way I know to begin with the end in mind is to develop a personal mission statement. Art, philosophy, or creed is focused on what you want to be. That means your character, and to do what you are doing, what is your contribution and what are your achievements, and on the values or principles upon which being and doing are based. That means you have to create a mission statement, taking care of your character, your achievements, and also your contribution to the world, and also going for your value system. That's more important. Without that, it can't become a perfect mission statement. So how mission statement works? Let me see the video of it. See, imagine a plane, imagine an aeroplane. Every one of us might have gone through this phase. That means we have traveled in the flight. So we will go through the journey of the flight. Just keep observing this. See, the aeroplane started taking off in a smooth way, just slowly.
And the video is not playing.
Yeah, a video is not playing.
We cannot see the video. We can see only the PowerPoint. I think you have shared only the PowerPoint.
Can I share this also video?
Just stop and share again, and then select screen instead of PowerPoint.
Okay, I should stop first and then go back. And
yeah, share again, and then don't select the PowerPoint. Let it be the screen.
Okay. Yeah. No, is it visible now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Look at the aeroplane.
You went back to PowerPoint.
No. Yeah.
Keep on the video. Video ne open చేసి ఉంచండి. ఉన్నివ్వండి అట్లా ఇందాక ఉన్నట్లే ఉంచేసి వీడియో ఓపెన్ చేశారు కదా, వీడియో ప్లే అవుతుంటే ఓకే ఉంది.
Okay, is it going? Is it visible now?
No, not shared. Sharing stop అయింది.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, video is coming.
Now imagine a flight journey. Everyone has some experience with that. Say a flight starts from a destination to another destination. Maybe we are passing from Hyderabad to Bangalore. So it starts with a smooth takeoff. It goes through the sky, and in its journey for more at about an hour or so, it passes through. But sometimes because of the weather conditions, it may also undergo some difficult situations. We all knew sometimes we were fear that whether the plane will be collapsed or whether we may have a nice journey or somewhere anything may happen like that. So here is a see the when it was passing through such difficult situations, the pilot is being given instructions from the control station that how is the weather condition, which direction they have to move, and how to deal with that. And every minute, every second, he will be given the commands from the control station, and the pilot will be taking care of it. And so that way, any difficult situation, any turbulence, any kind of the calamities he has to face, isn't it? He was passing through the dense clouds. Sometimes there was a heavy rain. Sometimes there will be thunders and all that. And he may get distracted. He may get away from his track. And by the suggestions given by the control station, he will be coming back on his own track. That way, your destiny is safe. So he will be looking at the place to land on. So that way, the landing will be taking place very smoothly without being lost in all these difficulties. So ultimately, he has reached his destination. So he has reached his destination. So he was starting on a point at exactly the same time. He was reaching the destination exactly at the same point. Meanwhile, he was undergoing several troubles. He was passing through the difficulties, but ultimately he was very successful. Suppose if he is not guided by the control station, what will happen? He could have gone somewhere else. If the journey would have not been so comfortable, and the journey was not safe also. So that way, your mission in our life will be a guiding force. So whenever you face difficulties in your life, and your mission will be dragging back to your route, and you will be safely landed. That means you will be achieving your destination or your mission in your life. That way, if you keep this image of a flight in your mind, and you can recognize the importance of the mission and how it is going to help you in your everyday life. So this way, it is possible that if you are having a mission statement with you and having a clear mission, our destiny is guaranteed, and moreover, we can definitely reach our destination. So that's how we will have the mission work. Look at see how the mission statement will be helpful to you. See, it will be developing your mission statement. See, in the process of developing a mission statement, see, you will be knowing, see, you will be passing to such a stage that one of the most rewarding, most satisfying, most illuminating and challenging process this is, and you can go through. So once I was asked by Nagaraj Garu to one of the DLLI presentations, he asked me to take a session on this mission statement. In the beginning, I was worried. What can I tell? What can a presentation be on a personal mission statement? Then I started asking myself whether I have a mission statement and what are the things involved in it. So when I passed through this journey, I really experienced this, that it was a rewarding one, it was a satisfying one, and moreover, it was illuminating and challenging process that I have gone through. So I appeal every one of us, see, if you are having a statement, then refine it. If you don't have a mission statement, then certainly try it so that your journey will be rewarding, satisfying, and all that. So if you are already having a mission statement, you are successful. Then according to the time demands, according to the situations, you need to redefine or review your mission statement or make some changes so that to think through your priorities deeply. What the priority that I had 10 years ago is not a priority now. What priority a year ago has not a priority now. During the pandemic, many priorities have changed. We all know this. So that way, what is your priority? Go deep into it, observe it very carefully, and align your priority to the behavior with your beliefs. Whatever you believe, that behavior we will be exhibiting. Psychology says whatever we have a belief, that kind of behavior we will be exhibiting. So that way, whether your behavior is in alignment with the priorities that you have set, and that way it will be helpful in rewinding or reviewing and redrafting your mission statement. Mission statement is not so static. You can make changes here and there according to the time and the need. And you have set such a mission statement that you should set a mission statement like that. Every morning you wanted to jump out of the bed to pursue that mission. So that way your mission statement must be most appealing and all that. So how to develop a mission statement? So the first thing that we need to do is to ask yourself what you are. So what are the questions that we may ask for ourselves? The first question we can ask ourselves is, what is important to me? Whether earning money, whether the promotion is important to me, you have to keep the ultimate end in your mind. See, these are all temporary things. It's a phased manner you will get to. You may be pursuing certain short-term goals, but what is your long-term goal? What is your mission? What is the end that you want to see? See, that way people say that you have to write an obituary about yourself. Suppose all of a sudden, one fine morning, what you do is, all of a sudden, if you disappear from this world, what your people will be talking about you, what your family members will be talking about you or thinking about you, what these neighbors or your own friends will be talking about you. That is your habitual. So that is your mission statement. From there, you will collect what is important. So what is important to me is really a very important question that we need to ask ourselves. And what do I want my legacy to be? That means even after my death, what legacy that I'm going to give this all. I lived for 70 years. I lived for 60 years. What is that I left for my own people? Or what is that I left for my young children or to this nation or to my neighbor? That is very important. What would I do anything for? See what I should do anything for. See, my dear friends, I tell you that whatever money that you have acquired will not come with you. We have the case with the Alexander the Great. See, when he was taken to the burial ground, he asked the fellows to keep his hands and legs open, because that itself shows that you have come on this earth, you are going away without taking anything with you. That means whatever you have achieved in this world is not the end. Whatever material progress that you have achieved is not you, is not that end. See, whatever you want to have this for this world is very, very important. And even if you take Dale Carnegie, the world richest person once, he said it is a disgrace to die rich. If you are a rich person, if you are dying as a rich person, it is a great disgrace that you are doing. So if you are dying as a rich person, it cannot be pardoned. So that way, what legacy that you want to leave to this world, you should think. And who would I do anything for? So did I do any good thing for anybody else? To my family, to my society, to my people, or to common goodness? What I am grateful for. See, God has given me this life. What I am grateful for. We all knew the story of Nick Vujicic. See, Nick Vujicic was born without hands, without legs, and all that. And what was his slogan? No hands, no legs, and no worries. That means if you are having hands and legs, there are more worries. If you don't have the legs and all that, there is no worry at all. And he was very much, he underwent the depression, and he started asking himself, every person in this world will born with some destination. Then God might have kept some destination for him. He started asking himself that why God has created me, what purpose I was created on this earth without hands and without legs. Then he realized that my purpose is to show myself to the world that without hands, legs, we can do many things. So they are not handicapped to a person. That way is very popular. So that way you need to ask yourself what I am grateful for, what makes me feel powerful. So whenever I feel powerful, whether I'm helping with others, whether I feel powerful, or whether I show my power to power on others, whether I behave like a boss, whether I'm really feel happy, all that you need to question yourself. When do I feel most useful? And certain times, all of us we know that certain times we feel that we are more useful to the society. So when do I feel most useful also is a question. What I am most proud of. Every one of us, though in spite of our own faults, in spite of our own shortcomings, our own wrong deeds, we all did wonderful work. We all did great deeds. We are ignorant of that. We normally ignore that. See what things that I did where I feel proud about it. So from your good things that you have done, from what legacy that you wanted to give it to this world, what good things that you have grateful for, what good things that you are going to have, what good things that you have, and what is important in your life. So if you are asking these questions, and naturally you will come to know what is your sense and what could be your mission statement. So asking yourself is the first thing that we need to take up in a ceremonial way, in a very systematic way. Then there are from five major areas. If you can jot down like that, if you can paraphrase, you can have five major areas like this. See, ask yourself what is your passion. Whether your passion is photography, whether your passion is doing the service for others, whether your passion is doing something or the other. So what is your passion? What is passion? We all knew that passion is a compulsion. Without doing that, I can't enjoy. Without doing that, I can't do. Without doing that, a day won't pass. That is your passion. So ask yourself, every one of us will have a passion. So what is your passion? Ask yourself. Then try to find out what skills that I have. If at all I want to do something to the society, what skill I have? I don't have money, but I can speak. I don't have this. I have some other thing. So what skill that you have with you, and that skill will be helpful in creating your own mission. So you need to check your passion from the skills background. You can take it up, and from the personal qualities. What personal qualities that you have? Just now I spoke about it that every one of us are having really wonderful talents with us. Some qualities we will be taking with us. That means some values we will be giving. We will be very punctual. We will be loyal to our friends. We'll be loyal to the elders, and we are grateful to the people who have helped us, and we are also helping others. So these are some of the virtues, that some good qualities that we have, and what are your personal good qualities that also take into account, and what is the quality of life in your mind. So from your point of view, what is the quality of your life? How you define your quality of life? It differs from person to the person. All persons see, mission statement will not be the same. I prefer something. Something is value for me. It is not value to you. Something is a quality of life to me. It is not to you. So what is the quality of my life? Every one of us should ask ourselves. And again, we all knew that service is very, very important. That means helping others. That means you may be helping to an unknown person. So because innately man is a forward moving animal, and as Indians, we need not be taught by anybody else about the service. So that way, service is in our blood, in our DNA. So we will be definitely doing some service either in the name of some organization, or physically also, or on our own. We do it. So that way, from five major areas like passion, from the skills that you have, from the quality, that means for all your virtues, or the good things that you have, or the principles that you have practiced, the values that you have practiced, you can take, and what is the quality of life in your opinion and in your consideration, that also you can take it up, and what good service or what best things that you have done for your own people or the people around you. See, this is also important. From five these major areas, if you start asking yourself, then you will become coming to a conclusion. So values are important, my dear friends, because all of us will be honored through our values only. Not the money that is going to give you a lot of satisfaction, or the true honor will come from the money that you have. The true honor is the values that you are upholding is very important. So that way values are so great. So what big, we were talking about values. Values is something vague term to somebody, but no, it's not a vague term. The values are how simple you can go through this statement. The greatest gift my parents gave to me were their unconditional love and a set of values. and the values that they live with. They just not spoke, they just not gave a lecture, but they have practiced in their life. Values that included an understanding of the simple difference between right or wrong, what is right and what is wrong. If I do something, it will be helpful to the others, but to me, that is right. If it is inflicting pain on others, that is wrong. A belief in God, we all believe in God, the importance of the hard work and the education that is required, and the self-respect that you want to command, and a belief in America, of course, is an American. That is your love towards your nation. So these are the values, the small values. They are considered to be the great values. Hard work, education, self-respect, what is right and what is wrong, the belief in the God, belief in one's own country. These are the values every one of us, a majority of us will be having. So if your mission is based on the values, certainly it is going to be successful. If your mission is devoid of the values, that it cannot be called as a mission, it is only a goal, maybe pursuing for some financial benefit, maybe for some the societal recognition and all that. So how to setting a mission? So when you are setting a mission, see, you should find the core of you. That means, what is the core? The values, the service that you want to do, the passion that you have, the qualities that you enjoy. All these, the 5 areas I was talking about just a bit ago. All these 5 areas is your core. So find your core. What is your core? And when you are creating a mission statement, aim high. See, don't be shy in creating a huge, a big mission statement, because you want to live for 60 years, 70 years. You have a lot of time, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of people to support you. You have a lot of energy already there within you. See, that way you have to give a challenge and come it out. So that way, whatever big challenge, whatever big mission that you can create for yourself is definitely going to achieve. So don't be underestimate yourself. Have a big vision or a big vision. See, be true to yourself and the future you want. See, this is very, very important. For the sake of mission statement, if you are creating, you will not be following it. And if you are not following, it has no meaning at all. So be true to yourself and the future that you want to make. And when you are writing, just now I was talking about, if at all you want to write like this, you can prepare your own obituary. Imagine the obituary, you can write it down and you will find out the core values. And you could also see the impact that you are going to make in this world and into your life also. Then stay focused. When you have created a mission, all the time that word, that sentence, that phrase must be in your mind all the time. You will be living and dying for it. That's all. That is what we call staying focused. And when you are creating a mission, the mission should have these 5 to 6 principles with it, so that the mission will remain as a mission for your guiding force. The first one is, it should be personal, not somebody's. Don't make a vague statement. You have to make it a very personal statement, that I want to, I do this, I make this, I just want to do this. These are what you call personal. Make it a personal. You start with I. So when there is no I, it's everybody. When it is everybody's, we don't care. So make it your own personal. So your statement should have an I statement. And moreover, whenever you are taking any mission statement, the mission is for a very, very long time. And that way it is goal directed. So you should be positive. It must be positive. Use the present tense. When you are making a statement, don't write in the past tense. Write in the present tense, because your neurological path, but the background of your mind, that unconscious mind will be very activated, will be, willing to serve you when you are presenting in a present time. That way, all the time, even if it is a past event, we will narrate in the present. We call it as a historic present. Any past story, we will narrate it in the present as if it is taking place before us, because it has a more appealing to our unconscious and the conscious. So that way, make it is present tense. And your mission should be visual. At least to you, you should see it on a silver screen, that you are going to leave this kind of legacy at the end of it, this kind of life that you are going to live. That is your mission. It must be visual and add emotion to it. As we all knew that human beings are full of emotions. Without emotion, we are not a human being at all. We are a dead object, isn't it? So emotions are so important, but we need to control them. So if you add this emotional part to your mission statement, certainly you will be connected to it. You will be going back and you will be pursuing it. So without an emotional touch with it, you may not be pursuing it for a very long time. So these are 5 steps that we need to take when you are when you are preparing your mission statement. I think you may be preparing your mission statement, taking these into your mind. Okay. So that way our mission statement is ready. So whenever you are making your mission statement, it must be simple, crispy, easy language, like a phrase or like one sentence. If it is too long, you will not remember. If it has no personal statement in it, if it has no emotionality in it, if it is not positive, if it is not original, then your mission statement will be stopped. So we have realized the importance of the mission in our life. We all knew that where my life is going on, why I am going to pursue a mission and all that. So at this juncture, every one of us should sit ourselves comfortably and think, what am I doing? What I am supposed to do? Whether I am happy, if at all I want to be happy throughout my life, what could be the way that I want to do? So this is a kind of direction that all of us will be getting by creating a mission statement. I hope every one of you should create a mission statement. If you are already having a mission statement, try to redefine or try to pursue it. So this way we can make life more meaningful. In the beginning, I asked today a question that are you happy? If you really want to be happy till the end of your life, see more meaningfully, if you want to live your life, want to leave a legacy, have a mission statement. I frankly admit that before Nagaraj sir has given me this topic, I didn't look at my mission. I had vague ideas in my mind. I didn't have a prescribed and in a very defined way. I don't have a mission statement at all. So that way he did a favor. Thank you, Nagaraj sir, for your favor. So this way, every one of us can create a mission statement so that we can make our life more meaningful. So we have started with some objectives. So have we accomplished our objectives? When you look at, we were just talking about what is the importance of personal mission statement, how very important in everybody's life, and see what are the things that we need to we need to take care while preparing a mission statement and redrafting it, of course. And we will appreciate all the good that we have come across in the entire presentation. So with this, I conclude my presentation. And as a feedback, how much you have understood and see how much presentation will be helpful to you. And I asked like Marie Praveen to give a poll. Please go through these 3 simple questions so that you can answer them, so that you can have a feedback that how far you have understood and how it is a kind of repetition for you. It will be helpful a lot. And over to Marie Praveen. Please give the poll. So these are the simple questions. The first question is, what are the major areas considered in creating a mission statement? If you want to create a mission statement, what is the major area? Whether you go for passion, whether skills and values, whether service, or all of the above. Then go for the second question in the polling.
Praveen, I think we can give some more time. Only one person voted. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. The second question, sir.
Second question. Give them at least 2 minutes and then explain the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this question is getting some responses there.
Let's take some time on it so that.
But please vote. You can just click one of the buttons to give your vote on the screen. Should the mission statement be personal, positive, and visual? Should it be in the past tense? Should it be confined to your goals, or none of the above? Please vote. Maybe we'll keep it open for another 10 seconds.
Yeah, all of you, please vote for it.
Good.
What is your preference?
That's fine. Maybe you can share the results, Praveen. Srinivas, would you like to comment on that?
Yeah. See, the personal mission statement should be personal, should be positive and should be visual. That is the right answer. It should not be in the past tense. Thank God, nobody has given that response. And somebody said confined to goals. Of course, we give a lot of importance to the goals. I again say you that your goals are short term. Your goals are momentary. So when you are going for a mission, your goal is it's a culmination of all the goals. That is the end product of your goal is your mission. Okay.
Praveen, please go to the next poll.
Next question, please.
Next quiz question.
If you are already having a mission statement, so if you are reviewing your mission statement, it helps you what way? So the answers are pouring in. We have set priorities. We can align our behavior. Or both of them, none of the above. Good that almost more than 54% have polled. Please poll. Participate in it. Yeah. The results is like this. Check priorities, align behavior, both are partial answers and both A and B is a right answer. 71% people and this 19.6 also right, but only one person has given a negative for that. None of the above. Good. Yes. So let us go for the third one.
That was the third one.
So this was already over.
Yeah. I think all the
Do
three
you want
questions
me
are
to
shown.
launch the first one again?
No, third one. Go for the third one.
That is
Wait,
what
what?
we just gone through.
We just gone through. And then go for the next. Yeah. What are the major areas considered in creating a mission statement? When you want to create a mission statement, what are the areas that given importance? First one is the passion, second is the skills, values, then the service, or all of the above. This question everybody should answer. I request everybody to answer this question because it's the important one. This is a Corona time question. Everybody is a pass because passion is important, skills, values are to be considered. The service can also be taken into consideration, and all of the above is already right. So wonderful. Thank you everybody for your participation. I am really happy that the presentation has really gave a right input, and I think I'm really happy with this. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, like Naras sir, and thank you for like Marie Praveen for giving me the what you call refining the video that I sent him in the afternoon. Thank you everybody.